Welcome back everybody to Tabletop Vibes. Today we're taking a look at Metrorunner by Thunderworks Games. Now this game, it is a dystopian future and it has been overrun with corporate overlords, and your mission is to ride the metro, a little metro, around the city, which is Mirror City. It's the last bastion of hope. And you're going to be collecting jobs, acquiring resources, fulfilling contracts, hacking the network, and trying to be the most notoriety and infamous hacker that ever crossed in Mirror City and raise lots of notoriety for yourself. So, with this game, let's start with the game board. And this game board is really kind of neat. It's divided into 5 different districts. You have the market, downtown, the heights, south side, waterfront. And this corresponds with the colors yellow, red, purple, black, and blue. And this is the kind of the crux of where all your resources are going to come from in the game. So what you're going to do on your turn is you're going to be moving around this track. You can do 2 movements for free every turn around the track. Every additional movement costs you more resources. When you land on these various locations, you have a couple different choices available to you. You can take a location action, and these are things like you can take gigs, and these are jobs that you get throughout the game, and you're going to be spending resource cubes in order to complete these jobs, and when you complete the jobs, then you get the resources, the rewards that are on the card. And these could be anything like future jobs require less color cubes. This could be you get more resources whenever you choose resources, or you can substitute various resources for other cards. This is your main engine building part of the game. When you complete one of these jobs, you put it below your little character screen, and it accumulates. So every job that you fulfill, you get all the bonuses above it. Now the starting bonuses, you move up on 2 different tracks. These are your notoriety and your influence tracks. I'll explain what those are in a bit. Or you can take free resources, credits and money, or resource cubes. But again, every card you put on there, it takes the effect of the cards above it. So again, this is the main engine resource building. You can also just straight collect assets, and these are the actual colored cubes that you can take from each section. And again, these are necessary to complete your jobs, as well as be able to give them up to do more actions throughout the game. The third option you have in the location is to hack, and we'll get into what that is in a second. It is in the middle of the board. Probably saw that little green section with the skull. We'll get into that shortly. The other thing you can do is do district actions. And again, you have to be in the specific color, but you could take 1 color cube from that location. So if you're in the black location, you can take 1 black cube. Or you can complete a job. And like I said, with those jobs, you've got to be in the specific area that of the color in order to complete it. So location, location, location in this game. On your turn, you can also use some of those credits that you're getting for completing jobs and doing special other things in order to do specialty bonus action, well, not actions, they're free actions, but specialty things that really kind of contribute to the benefit of your game. So what you could do is you can use car service. You pay a credit for that. You move anywhere around the board just for that service. And this is non-action based. You can wipe all of the existing job cards that are out there, so get some fresh new job cards. Now that costs 1 credit. For 2 credits, you can move 1 up the notoriety or influence tracks, or you can pay 2 credits and you get to take 2 actions on the turn. So those are really powerful things. So credits are kind of hard to get in this game, so using them, kind of wisely is to your best benefit. So those are your main actions in the game. And let's talk a little bit more about the gigs themselves. So these are, the jobs that you get, the ones you're trying to complete. On the card, like I said, you have resources that needed to complete them, and you have some sort of rewards that you're going to get. In addition to the placement, you also have rewards on the cards. And these can be things like increasing your notoriety, your influence, get more credits, get more resource cubes. So you really, again, you get this kind of one-time bonus from completing these jobs, and then you get this kind of almost reoccurring effect with your engine. So again, that is kind of a main way to play the game. And that's so great. Why doesn't everybody do it? Well, there really is a fundamental second way to play this game, and that is the hacking action, which is really kind of neat. It is a totally different mechanic in the game, and really kind of uses a different section of your brain. So on the center of the board, you have 9 different tiles, and they all go in different directions, plus a skull tile. And the idea is that on your turn, if you land in a section, which is the hacking symbol, those around the board, little skull symbols around the board, you can attempt to perform a hack action. And what this is that there are 2 different cards at the top of the board, and they each have some different paths. They have a basic path, which is kind of an entry and exit path, and then there's 2 different colors, a beta path and an alpha path. The basic path, you just have to manipulate the center tiles in order to make some sort of path from one location to the other. Now you get 2 different free tile moves. These could be rotations, or this could be you swap the columns with the bottom of the column to the top and squid everything down, or vice versa, or left and right, you can do it in the rows. Or you can, let's see, rotate, you can move it. I know there's a third one, and I apologize for forgetting that one. The other thing you can do is also use your character ability to swap around the various tiles with your asymmetric character. Now these could be swap 2 corner locations, these could be swap one edge for the other, these can be free rotations, whatever your custom character ability can be. Now if you're able to complete this, you get some instant bonuses, and usually these are going to be your notoriety and your influence, as well as when you're done, you flip over the card and you put resources on various districts around the board. Now, when I played this, that doesn't seem as good as the jobs, but wow, you actually really snowball with this, because the benefit of building up your notoriety and your influence is your, I'm going to mess up this order, I'll try to do it well. The top one, which is, I'm going to say is your notoriety. I hope I don't flip that around. As you move it up, you get to unlock that alpha and beta location. So now what you do is when you complete a hack, if you also do the alpha and or the beta locations, if you unlock them on that track, then you get to claim those bonuses as well. Now if you go with the other one, which I'm going to say, I think is the influence track, again, we'll put in overlay if I mess this up, then you get to take more resources when you're landing on various districts and you're taking the location actions. So normally you can only take 1, but as you move up the track, you could take 2 or 3. So that's the general basic of the game. And what I find usually kind of a strategy perspective is you want to focus, I think, primarily on one of these various locations, and then it spills over to kind of the other method as the game goes on. So I don't think you can win by just going hard into one, but you can't really win by just balancing it. It's this weird, like 75-25% is what I found the game plays. So to end the game, it is going to be the first person to clear the influence or notoriety track in the indicated location. Everybody takes 1 more turn. If you run out of jobs in the job pile, or somebody does a 9th job card. Now, the reason why it's 9 is you can only have 3 jobs in each of your 3 locations, so you totally fill up the board. When this happens, you count up points for fulfilling contracts, influence and notoriety track, your completed jobs, and if you have the most cards in your own color district, so if I started as black, if I have the most 1s, then you get into some additional points. Fulfilling contracts, I missed that one. Fulfilling contracts is something that happens at the beginning of the game, and there are 4 different cards. They have different colors, and the jobs that you complete, if their color matches one of the contracts, so for example, if I have a blue, a red, and a black, and it matches one of the color contracts of blue, red, and black, I gain whatever points are in that card. So again, that's another sequence to try to sharpen your game, so it's not just, where to put the cards for the job completion to get the most benefit from it, but it's also aligning it to get that contract. So all of this together, and you get some bonus points for leftover resources. So all this really culminates into this really rich, complicated, changing every single turn because you have unique character abilities. One person may not be able to do a hack very well versus another person that could do a hack really well. You're constantly moving around the board, collecting resources, and really what other people are doing can really affect your turn. It creates a very rich and a very fast-paced game. So I was surprised how quick it is. But again, you move, you take an action, you clean up a little bit, that's your turn. So, hope you enjoyed this first impression of the game. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of blast playing it. Make sure to check it out on the link that we'll leave right up there. And as always, thank you for watching, and please leave a comment on what your favorite dystopian book or game is. We'd like to know. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.